Hello everyone, Ali, Mossadegh Broker with Remax here to give you the latest market update for the month of October 2020. And I'm also going to get into the condo market again as I did in the past video, but let's get into the numbers real quick right now. So the average price hit an all-time new record. Last month there was a new record at 960,000. This month it's at 968,000. And that is about a 14% increase over that of October 2019, where the average price was about $851,000. So we'll see if November breaks the October record, but this is by far the highest average price for all properties that have sold across the Toronto Real Estate Board and all of the board's history. For once, you can say that it's not led by immigration and that it's not led by foreign students. This is pretty much your local buyer, people that live and work here in the GTA. They're either upsizing or the first-time home buyers getting into the market because interest rates are low. You can get in at very good rates. In any event, once again, my point here is that in the past, everyone said it's foreign buyers, it's all the international money coming into the city. That's not really the case over the past little while. These are local buyers, and we're hitting new records just with the people that live and breathe Toronto air. So let me get into the rest of the numbers before I move on. The average, the number of transactions came in just around 10,500. That's about 25% higher than last year, October of 2019. However, it is about 500 fewer transactions than the month of September. Now, in terms of days on market, it came in on average at 17 days is what it took to sell a property. That's 26 days or 26% less than last year, where it took about 23 days to sell a property. And compared to September, it's taken a day longer, so that's not much of a difference. Now, in terms of property types, I did notice that semi-detached properties in the 416 month over month have gone up in value a little bit. However, all the other ones have dipped down by 1 to about 5% for townhomes, 3% for condos. So those prices month over month have come down a bit. However, year over year, it's no surprise that all of the property types have appreciated in value. Looking at the numbers, I just did notice that the condo market in the 416, certainly in the past, went up by double digits almost. In many cases it did. This past month, it barely went up by 1% year over year. Once again, suggesting that the condo market is on a downward trend and the prices are have started to dip, and now we're noticing that they're dipping even, or getting to the point where they're going to be dipping year over year as well. However, in the 905, all property types are up, both month over month as well as year over year, and in most cases in the double digits. Now, getting into the condo market, I just wanted to touch base on that. It is a great time as a first-time home buyer or an investor to get into the condo market. The prices certainly have dropped since earlier this year, and in one case, actually, I'm taking clients out to south in the Mimico area. So that's south of Etobicoke. Most of you know it as Park Lawn and Lakeshore, in and around that area. Where if you get a really nice unit with a great east pointing or east facing, you'll have a nice view of the Toronto skylight. You'll have as well as the lakefront and the CN Tower. The view is beautiful, it's spectacular. However, getting to these buyers, we went and looked at a few condos last week. We found one that we liked, but I told them, guys, the price of this is too much. We got to give it some time and let the sellers get to a position where they're going to probably approach the agent to lower the price. And sure enough, that's what happened. The price went from $689,000 down to $665,000. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo over 800 square feet. And I think we can still bring the price down a little bit more. But essentially, this is good news for my clients who are looking to buy a property in that area. They can certainly get a better price given the current conditions. Another thing I want to point out, in that area, I took a look at the market, what it was earlier this year and what it is now, and I've noticed that the prices on average have come down by about $30,000 from earlier this year. Once again, it's a great time to get into a condo. Now, that's just one situation, one illustration to give you an idea as to what's happening. But let's look at the numbers. The number of sales, and I'm gonna go compare month to month, September to October. In September, we had 1,500 sales in the 416. And in October, we're down to 1,400. So the number of sales has come down by 100. However, the number of active listings has gone up by 300 month over month. So sales haven't come down, active listings have come up. What does that mean? That means that we have more inventory for buyers to choose from. In the month of September, it would have taken 3 months to sell all of the existing inventory if no new listings were to come on the market. In the month of October, we have 4 months worth of inventory, which is pushing us more towards, like I said, that balanced market, which is what we're in right now. Actually, it's pushing us more towards a buyer's market should this continue. Will it? For how long? That's to be that's undetermined at this point. However, I think it's a great market to get into if you're looking to buy a unit. Now, that's the number of sales and active listings. The interest rates are absolutely low right now, which makes it even more affordable and easier to get into the market. So if you're a first-time home buyer or an investor and you're just kind of sitting around and waiting, I recommend that you start taking a look to see what's available in the market, and then and be able to pull the trigger when the right unit comes along and at a price that is definitely favorable to you. Having said that, everyone else that's looking for freehold property, there's definitely great opportunities out there. With the interest rates, like I said, being so low, people are now actually going a little bit further away, and that's tends to be the migration from the 416 out to the suburbs, to the 905s, and some are even pushing to the 705s, going to Innisfil or going to Barrie, and picking up detached properties there for the price or similar price to what they can get a townhouse for here in, you know, Richmond Hill, Vaughan, or Markham area. So if you're looking for more land, certainly go further up north. If you're looking to get into your first property and get into a townhouse, I recommend you pull the trigger because of the number of new immigrants that are going to be coming to Canada over the next 3 years. If you've been keeping an eye on the news, the federal government has announced they will be letting in anywhere between 1.3 to 1.5 million new immigrants into Canada over the next 3 years. And, you know, they're going to try and, you know, spread these people around, but let's be realistic, and most of them will probably try to make their way to Toronto, which will help not only the condo market, but also the real estate market. So if you think prices are high now, then once these new immigrants come in and they're settled and they can then afford to buy something, they can get approved to buy something, they're going to jump into the condo market or a freehold townhouse, whatever their budgets can afford them, which is only going to push up prices and demand for Toronto or greater Toronto area housing. This is, you know, I'm saying it now, some of you might doubt it, but come 3, 4, 5 years from now, you're going to look back and say, he was certainly right. And I'm betting on this myself. So once again, just to recap, great time to buy a condo because they are pretty low in price. The freehold market, I don't see a dip coming for those properties. Low interest rates, as well as new immigration coming, and us getting out of this whole COVID thing and getting back to our regular lives of working and shopping and everything else, if you're not already doing that. So that's all for now. Thanks for tuning in and watching the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, send me texts, send me a DM on Instagram, send me an email, and if you want to subscribe to any of these, follow me on Instagram. I can add you to my newsletter, or you can watch us on YouTube. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care.